occasionally you'll see me check my phone because of delayed flights, cancellation of flights, and so on. And just bear with me, but I just don't want you to think I'll be rude. Welcome to the 2020 Business Innovator Camp. This is our 9th year at FIU, and that's Florida International University. Tomorrow we're going to have a tour at 11 a.m. of the campus. They show you probably, 65% of it, but throughout the week you'll be seeing other parts of the campus. And our 9th year is significant because it really would have been our 11th year, but we didn't do 2020, 2021 because of COVID. Exactly. And then we came back finally in 2022 last year with our second largest group. We had 38 total students. And every year it appears that maybe 50%, if not more, comes from one country, which happens to be the smallest country that we've ever reached. Yet that particular country provides the most students. We must be doing something amazing that we keep getting more students and more students from Haiti. And it has a lot to do with our agent there. Her name is Christine Balmia Rock, which some of you know. And the minute she found out about what we do maybe 7 years ago, probably about 7 years, she wanted to send her 2 boys. She sent one boy, I think, to kind of check it out. And that young man is now, his name is Alec, he's now in college at Concordia University in Canada. And then when he went back to Haiti after the 2-week experience here, about 7 years ago, I remember 6 years ago, he spoke about it, and he was excited about it. I think he was the only one, or maybe one other kid from Haiti. In addition to him, his sister did the workshops in Haiti, college prep, and then his little brother did the workshops there as well, and then his little brother went to other camps, and then he also went to other camps or came here as an intern. And I think that's what kicked it off as far as the relationship we have, in this case with Haiti, always being the #1 feeder to our program. So I wanted to give that shout out, in this case to Christine. Had we been able to connect, but today is Sunday, some technical issues can't get fixed through us unless technicians from the university come and adjust this. But it would have been nice to have her via Zoom. Nevertheless, I just wanted to thank all of you, because here in front of me we have about, I think, 6 countries. And all of you will have the opportunity to introduce yourselves, and also know to be flexible in that there will be moments, either at companies or here, that I will ask you to speak, unplanned. This gets you to, on the spot, be ready. It could be at any given time. I've always felt that sometimes that's the best way to get into it, unexpectedly, because sometimes you have to think quick on your feet. On the spot, somebody may ask you, okay, tell me what you do. On the spot, you may have to say what it is that you do. Like an elevator pitch, right? 30 seconds, you meet somebody, you got to explain. Now, of course, in a more formalized way, you get prepared, you have your outline, you practice, and so on, like all of you are going to do at the end of next week, right? The 13th and the 14th. You'll have more opportunities to prepare for that, but on the spot, impromptu speeches are some of my favorite. And it's a way that I get to put you on the spot, to think quick on your feet, and even if you have to improvise, or there's something called fake it till you make it. And in this case, it gives you practice, and more practice, and more practice. So that when you get out to the real world, if you're asked on the spot, you got to be thinking quick on your feet. It's not the ideal situation, but this is the safe place to make all those mistakes. You're not getting a grade. I'm not going to judge you. You don't get fired. You don't get thrown out of the class in this case. It's just a perfect place and environment to pick up on those skills and so on. So I'm going to ask you to introduce yourselves, your name, where you're from, and I know we're going to hear Haiti, to the tune of about 15 of you, and then there's others from different countries. But introduce yourself and share with us candidly, and be boldly honest. Why are you here? Why are you really, really, really here? There could be a number of reasons, and we hear everything imaginable, but why are you really, really, really here deep down? And be candid. You could also say, well, my mom forced me to. And every now and then, during the first day or the second day, we will ask you, do you want to stay here? Or do you want to go back home or to your local family? We don't want you to be here if you don't want to be here, because you're not going to get the full value, the full experience of this particular camp. So it's going to be a lot of soul searching, discovery, exploring, doing things that are different. And I always go by my friend's favorite quote. If you want to have something real bad or do something real bad, you got to always do something you've never done. You want to try something and have it? Then sometimes it requires you to do something you've never done. How many of you have spoken in public? Raise your hand. The vast majority. How many of you have pitched an idea? Okay, several of you. How many of you had to deliver a persuasive speech in high school or in some case maybe college? Good. Well, that's what it is. It's a persuasive pitch, convincing this panel of people you don't know. You might, maybe, but I doubt it. That you don't know that want to hear what you got. And it's a fun, challenging, emotional for some of you. Anxiety goes up. But we'll be talking about that too. We've got experts that will be discussing these issues about how you handle risk, how you handle anxiety, how you handle emotions, and so forth and so forth. Okay? Got it? Thank you so much. So it's a real honor to hear from you and find out why are you really, really, really here. And then you're going to hear from the interns. We've got 2 interns this week and another one joining us next week. And then we will have one lesson next week who needs to travel. So you'll hear from them as well. And they happen to be alumni who will tell you what it was really like when it came to that very last day at the pitch competition. Make it fun. We haven't had at Biznovator not one single person not ever present in 9 years that we've been here at FIU. Not one. And that tradition will continue. We will have 100% success rate in completing all your projects. And one of those happens to be the pitch competition. You never had somebody not pitch. And if you were here last year, Jonathan and Tuffy, you remember there was 2 girls that came up to present in one of the rooms, and they just froze. And they were trembling and nervous and started to cry in front of everyone. These things happen. We escorted them out the room. We discovered they never had breakfast or lunch. We walked on campus. They breathed. They did some exercises to combat that. And at the very end, they came back and pitched. Everyone stood up and gave them a standing ovation because they met their fears head on. However, fear is false evidence appearing real. Who creates fear? Who do you think creates fear? We do. We create fear. And we want to teach you ways to combat those fears. Good afternoon. My name is Juan Casemiro. Met most of you, I want to say, either today or in the past and so on. And what you will see in me and our team, particularly with me, I can speak for myself, is that I'm living my passion. I love what I do. And because I discovered my passion so many years ago and put it into practice, like 35 years now, it connected me many years ago to my purpose. And then I figured out a way. How could I take my passion for teaching and empowering young people from the South Bronx in New York City and in other communities throughout New York and turn it into an enterprise? And what you're seeing is my business. 40 or so countries later, I love what I do. And at 61, I'm not nearing, I'm getting close to retirement. I feel like I'm starting over every single day. And I deal with some BS sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's well worth it because I'm living my passion. If there's one thing I want to run across to you this week or 2 weeks, try to figure out what that passion is. What is it that drives you? What is it that you love to do so much that you would do it for free? We just spent 2 weeks with 24 girls in different countries in the AIM camp right in this room. All volunteering. Nobody's getting paid for that. You're talking about 250 hours. And for me at least, if it's not passion, why would I even do that? If 250 hours to deal with the stuff that we dealt with in working with young people, mature or immature, around the world, it's because of passion. And when you find your passion and you put it into action as often as possible, it'll eventually connect you to your purpose. And if you take passion and purpose and marry the two or align them, you will discover that what you're doing, be it a career or a business, it's not a job. It's bigger than that. God, it feels so good. Like I could never go back and work for somebody. I got to live my passion. I love the freedom of entrepreneurship, the freedom to do what I want, where I want, how I want, fund what I want, help who I want, travel where I want. But that's entrepreneurship because I'm not an employee. I don't work for somebody who's going to ask me to fill out a form to ask for permission to take time off on vacation. Or that they tell me, you get 2 weeks a year, you accumulate a day every month you work. I didn't want that. So I started my own enterprise. The next step was, well, what company do I start? I started to figure out that what I loved was this, and I turned it into a company. 6 companies later, 2 didn't work out, 2 I sold, and 2 I'm part of, not to mention foundations. I love what I do, and I love me some young people. Being able to work with you all is my biggest joy, and I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. Where I do get challenged and get upset is when I believe in you so much more than you believe in yourself. That's my big challenge, and sometimes that gets me upset because you all have potential to excel, to make big things happen in your life, to discover your strengths, to execute, to have access, to get the blessings and privileges of the family, of what your families have provided at another level. So powerful. And just know this, and you all know this, that you're representing maybe 1 to 5% of your country that has the wherewithal, financially, access, and net worth to be able to afford to bring you to this. 3% of the population in Haiti, maybe 3-5% of the population in the Dominican Republic and Ecuador and elsewhere don't have it like that. So you're in that top 5 percentile that could. So if your parents made that level of investment and you're making an investment of time, energy, resources, your spirit, your emotions, then let's optimize it. Let's juice this thing to get you to the next level. Welcome to BizNovator 2023. It's a joy to be in front of you, and thank you so much. Let's begin from the students in the back who I just met maybe 45 minutes ago or an hour ago, Enzo. Enzo flew in recently. And introduce yourself. This is who you go to. And why are you here? And then the team, who you'll meet later, they may ask you a question or two for each one of you. And you can stand up if you like. Please introduce yourself. Your name, where you're from, why are you here?
My name is Enzo Cartier. I'm French. I live in the Dominican Republic. I go to the French school there.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm here today, it's because my friends came last year and they told me it was really great, so I came.
Who are those friends that told you?
Giovanni, Nathan, and Oliver.
Yeah, Giovanni did this camp. No, Nathan did this camp twice.
Yes.
Who now graduated from high school. I think he's going to stay in Dominican Republic. I'm not sure.
Yes.
His sister goes to school in Spain. And Giovanni did it last year for the first time. Talk about a guy who's shy and scared to speak in public. He handled it. He presented it very well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Any questions for Enzo from the interns or from the team? Any questions for him in particular? If not, let's move on. Please stand up, young man.
Hello, my name is Joaquin Kinol. I'm from Haiti. I go to Union School, and the reason I'm at this camp is because I had already done a stage in Haiti with you multiple times, and I have some friends that told me they had a good experience here, and I wanted to try it out for myself.
Thank you. You know, when I first met you, obviously you weren't as tall. It was a lot. It had a lot to do with that weekend retreat we did at the beach. Remember, at Francois Beach House, and it was the parents pushing it. But what is most pleasing to me is that you told your mom, "I want to be here." You also told your mom, "I want to get an internship experience." You also told your mom, "I want to go to the Ultimate Life Summit." It comes from within. That to me is powerful. Versus, let me go because my mom is sending me. And that is radical self-interest. And when you have radical self-interest, there's nothing that's going to get in the way. You make it happen. And you and I have, we're going to be spending a lot of one-on-one, okay? And I'm going to connect you with some internship opportunities. We got some good things coming up for you. Thank you so much, and thank you for being here. And also growing about 4 inches, 5 inches from last time. Thank you so much. Thank you. Your brother's going to school in Florida, in Spain, correct?
Yeah.
Good. You look different. You look all grown. Mustache and all that stuff. Okay, let's go over from a gentleman who's French but living in Dominican Republic to a gentleman who's from Haiti living in Port-au-Prince to your neighbor in Dominican Republic. Introduce yourself, please.
Okay, so my name is Arturo. I'm from the Dominican Republic. I go to Triple School, and I'm here because I don't know what I'm going to do in the future, so I hope that would this camp, I'm gonna decide or have an idea of what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, there's about 3 Dominicans here. And I met you Triunfante? Triunfante, no? What's the principal's name? I forget.
Marisa.
Yeah. So I met you there. I did a workshop, something of that sort, through Rosario. I think there's workshops there. Thank you for being here. Are your parents entrepreneurs? No. Your parents own businesses? No. What's your number one interest for being here? Number one interest. There's several, but what's your top?
I don't know, to learn new things.
Okay. Learn new things. Otherwise, you would have been in Dominican Republic or somewhere else. Where would you have been this summer so far?
In my house.
In the house. Games, perhaps? Videos, movies, Netflix, things like that? Or no?
No, stadium.
Thank you for being honest. But that is probably a representation of most young people, that you're spending a lot of time, and thank you. You spend a lot of time in the summers, traditionally, at least in the United States, you go to camps. When you mention camps, they're mostly outdoor, woods, on a lake, hiking and all that is cool, and I love that. But when you mention camps to parents outside of the country coming from the U.S., they think that it's that type of camp. We're not that camp, right? So we are fun, learning, discovery, mindsets, and a whole bunch of things. If I had to replace it with BizNovate, I would put, it's a mini MBA of Life 101. A Masters of Business Administration, Life 101. A lot of discovery, communicating, learning different cultures from different people, and so on. So maximize the opportunity. I got to say to all of you, please, and I know that the largest group is from Haiti, you will naturally tend to stay with your group. That happens. But I want to challenge you to meet people that are not from Haiti. And we tried as much as possible, but statistically the odds won't match up. Most of you are from Haiti, so you're not going to have a roommate from a different country in each case, right? But try as hard as possible to learn from somebody from somewhere else, different cultures. Now that we were in Dominican Republic, we're going to come back to Key Biscayne, Florida, in Miami. This young man I met because his father called me up. Dr. Love said, I want to see the campus. I'm sending my son. I got to check this out. I started getting nervous. I said, oh. And we did a short tour of the campus. Introduce yourself from Mr. Key Biscayne.
My name is Joseph Love. I live in Key Biscayne, Florida. I go to Gulliver. I'm a junior, going to my senior year. Main thing for me coming here is because I want to see how dorm life is in FIU, because it's a school that I'm considering to go to. And I also want to meet new people and expand myself.
Thank you for being here. That means a lot to me. You know why? Because 90% of the kids that come to BizNovator are not from local. They fly in. But we always struggle with getting locals to come here. And they say, well, it's Miami. I'm not going anywhere different, so they don't come. But I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Thank you so much. And of course, I want to build a relationship with you and the school counselors from Gulliver, which is an amazing school, known as one of the top private schools here, so that maybe more kids come next year from Gulliver. All of you will become naturally ambassadors, right? So you came because somebody told you, Giovanni and Nathan. You become natural ambassadors because you're going to speak about the experience. We ask you too, if you feel it in your heart, to say this was cool or it was boring, but just be honest, right? And especially for next year, this is our 9th year. That makes our first decade or 10th year next year. We want to see 75 people. And we're going to do everything possible to really have a much larger room, as many countries as possible next year. With your support, I guarantee you we can make that happen. Let's move over to the Joseph's left. And we've got a young man from Ecuador. Quito, one of my favorite cities, has become one of my favorite colonial zones in Quito, Ecuador. Introduce yourself, please.
I'm Nicolas Schrötinger. I live in Ecuador and I go to the American School of Quito. Honestly, recent class here is because with my mother we were investigating cursors or camps or something. What I could, it's spend some run and we could find this later and see all that it was based on a lot of tech leadership. So yeah, basically very cool.
And this gentleman is also United Nations, also loves technology, correct? Very sharp, looking forward to learn more. There's a number of you that are high-level techies. In fact, there's someone in front of you, and then in front of him there's another techie that I know of that you're going to get to kind of share ideas and thoughts. One of the big things here is networking. Right now, BizNovator is at least 25 countries, 28 countries represented with alumni from around the world, including Liberia, Poland, England, China, several students, a lot of countries in Latin America, Caribbean as well, and that's a big thing. You have a big network to tap into, not to mention the companies and the instructors that have come through us that you can tap into as well. Let's move up and go from Ecuador and go all the way to my left. And let's begin, all of you, the Haitian journey. Introduce yourself, the school you go to, or maybe you're the one who's local in Miami, but introduce yourself, please.
Hi, my name is Emma Pop. I'm from Haiti. I go to union school. The reason I'm here today is because I want to learn how I'm going to be in college.
Okay. What do you think college is like? Have you heard or have you seen?
Yes, but like I'm really scared. I'm really shy too. So like it's gonna learn how to be. I don't know, like
You couldn't fool me. You're not shy at all. You're
Like-
doing good. You're doing good.
like I never been presenting in front of a lot of people, so that's gonna learn like how to
This is
present.
something that's perfect opportunity for you, is to just let it out and conquer those challenges, those fears, and so on. Because in college, you will be needing to present in your English classes, for example. Get ready, because in college, a professor will call you on the spot. So they'll give you a project, and you have to defend the question. and they just randomly select you. And you might have classes that are much bigger and so on. So there's a good environment to start to practice that. Thank you so much. I am so glad you're here. You're one of the 4 sisters? No, I confused you. Let me not even try. Let's go over to your left. Introduce yourself. Let me guess. From Haiti? Okay.
My name is Veronica Baoui, and I'm from Haiti. I go to Cascade Christian School, and I came here to learn more about business and to overcome my fears.
Thank you. Do you have a brother? What's his name?
Yeah,
He was just here earlier, right? And you're moving to where? Your parents are moving to where?
to Dior, Santiago.
Santiago, Dominican Republic. And you have a kid here from Santiago that just graduated high school. And I'm already in touch with your mom. She wanted to connect with some real estate folks. So it's all about the connection. As a matter of fact, I just gave your brother a contact because he wants to do an internship in Santiago. Estrella is one of the companies that I know that he's trying to get in to do an internship before he goes to Spain. So I suggested do it in DR, the internships, so you can brush up on your Spanish because he's soon going away to college. It's all about networking. And when he gets to Spain, he'll connect with Dr. Kravatsky, who started a business school years ago from Colombia in Spain. You get to meet him. All relationships. All relationships. Thank you. Let's go over to your left from Long Island, New Yorker. You're one of the first, there's been a couple. You're one of the few New Yorkers that have come to this. Introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Franz, and I'm from Long Island, New York. I'm Haitian, but like my mom moved here when she was younger, and I go to school like in Hewlett, like in Long Island, New York. And the reason why I'm here today is because my mom brought up the idea and thought it would be very good for me because I'm trying to go to college like next year, and I feel like it will be a good experience and like help me like transition and see what I want to do.
God, that's a good choice. That's a good reason to be here. It really is. Thank you so much. I need to connect you to somebody behind you who's a car fanatic. So you and Joseph in the back, I mean, we were driving on the highway, and he's able to name every car. That's a Charger 360.56 N and all that. Goes 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds. So you mentioned something about a certain car, Charger
Scat Pack?
Scat Pack. Scat Pack is a model?
Yeah,
Yeah?
like a Dodge Charger.
Gotcha. What makes it so special? The motor, the engine?
It's just.
But then you
crazy car.
mentioned that you would specifically move to Florida because there's a network of folks who own that car, right?
Yeah, like on the internet, I always see like videos of just like big groups of these cars, like they all drive around
Here in Florida.
and they have like a big Instagram like page, and they all like meet up. It's like probably 1,000 cars.
So I asked him, what's the motivation of moving for Florida? He said that it was part
It's
of
not
reason
only
for
that, I was
Well, you got
wondering-
good universities to go to. Good. And then you like cars too, right?
Yeah.
Building, designing, and the engineering side of it.
Yeah, like modifications, I love all that.
Huge opportunities, man. So I want to connect you with a good friend. She's an alumni. She's an engineer who did her master's, paid by Ford. She's in Detroit, and she is a automobile engineer. And then there's another guy who's an alumni from New Mexico. He's with Ford, but here in Daytona Beach, and he's an engineer with Ford. You guys got to connect to try to do some internships with those companies, very high level, right? And you want to be in Detroit where Ford is headquartered. And I'm going to connect you with the young lady who's there. Oh my God, females in the automobile industry and engineering, unheard of. This woman doesn't need to look for a job. She's now about 26 maybe. She's six figures since the day she started. She did her master's at Carnegie Mellon University. Very good school. In engineering, woman, happens to be Dominican. Her two twin brothers were also alumni, Gabriel and Daniel Vargas. Also engineers from FIU, and they're now working for NASA in Florida, right here. Very bright kids. Shy, timid, wouldn't speak in public, pitched their idea. It was so sophisticated that the judges didn't even know how to grade it because it was all engineering stuff. But big industries, man, especially for women. Big industries. So you go either way, career path or entrepreneur's path or consultant in a specialty and make big things happen. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here all the way from Long Island. And this is a young man that's got, they're entrepreneurs, and then your typical entrepreneur comes up with a venture, grows it and so forth, maybe they sell it. And then you have lifestyle entrepreneurs that create ventures around their lifestyle. You may get a guy that starts a business that only wants to work 20 hours a week, or wants to be a tech-savvy entrepreneur but wants to travel the world. So those are lifestyle entrepreneurs. Then there are serial entrepreneurs. They start multiple businesses. And you think of somebody that has 350 businesses plus, happens to be from Britain. He has Virgin Cola, Virgin Train, Virgin Records, Virgin Galactic, Sir Richard Branson. 350 companies. He hires great managers. He says, look, if you do the right thing by me, then you own part of the company. He's at around 300 companies. Richard Branson, could look him up. That's a serial entrepreneur. This guy, I think, is a serial micro-entrepreneur in Haiti. Tell us about, not 12 businesses, but just do 3.
Hello, my name is Jan. I'm from Budapest. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Haiti. I go to Acacia. And I started many businesses when I was younger. So
Oh, you're so old now, right?
I'm not that old, but still. So I had 2 friends go to FIU, I think last year, and they talked about it to my mom. So she wanted me to go because I don't know what I want to do. And so yeah, I'm here now, and I want to learn, and that's basically it.
Give me one type of business that you started. What does it do? What is it exactly?
At my school, there was no electricity. So I bought a power bank, and I was charging phones for, I think, 50 words per phone. And I was making good money. I was buying myself clothes.
That's not a hard business to start, right? But you had the genius idea that nobody else was doing it. So let me fill the void to solve a problem. That's business, right? Wherever there's a problem, wherever there's a void, entrepreneurs fill that void or solve that problem. Bottom line. That's just one. Maybe another one?
Okay, I had one in Haiti. Also, there's a lack of, how do you say, entertainment. So I went to work at a camp in 2019, and I made some money. So I bought myself a VR and went to parties and let people try it and made money with it. And yeah, that's basically it.
That's cool. Miss Amir. Okay, is that how you say it? Miss Amir? He says, oh my God, right? But they say it a certain way. They go, Miss Amir. Something like that. Laurent. And I don't mean Yves and Laurent, but Laurent. Talk to me.
So my name is Louis. I'm from Haiti, but I live here now. The reason for me coming to this camp is because my sister's in college, so I wanted to try it out. So,
What college does she go to?
She's going to FAU, actually.
Florida Atlantic University. Cool.
Yeah.
So far, you're here a couple hours. What do you think so far?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I slept. So.
Good. You needed to sleep. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I know we've been back and forth over the phone, speaking to your parents, who I just met them outside for the first time other than Zoom. And to your left is a gentleman who woke up at 3 a.m. this morning in Santiago, Dominican Republic to catch a 6 a.m. flight. And he picked up, he was the first arrival, at least today, from Santiago, Dominican Republic. Another entrepreneur. Introduce yourself, Miguel.
Hi, I'm Miguel. I used to go to La Salle School at Santiago, Dominican Republic. I started 2 mini business. Later, I go to Bisnovero at Santiago. In Bisnovero at Santiago, I met Casimiro and Anna, and they told me about Bisnovero at FIU. So I am very excited about this camp. In Bisnovero at Santiago, I make a project about tech industry in my country because I want to revolution the tech industry in my country. So now I want to improve my knowledge about business and meet new people and enjoy it.
Thank you. That's going to be a new venture, but this is now your 3rd venture, right? You have a distribution, plus you have Perspective is another.
The four.
Four. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
The
So what's one of them besides that one?
Because the one is perspective. Oh, tech import.
Yeah, tech
Perspective, America, that is in the development.
Okay.
And the other, that is the
What
new
age?
edition.
How old were you when you started your first one?
I started my first business. Oh, my first business was in tech import.
Tech import.
No, was
another
tech
one.
import. Yeah.
That was your first, but it's the fifth business.
Yeah, because the Father of America is a big project that I started when I was 14 years old.
Okay, gotcha.
This project and my friends and me, we canceled this project because it was very big.
Okay.
So we make America. That is a smaller version of this project.
Thank you so much.
My first official mini business was Tech Imports at 2021 when I was
15?
16.
Good.
Yeah.
Tech imports, fantastic. And what's your name again? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how old were you with the first business you started?
My first business, I don't know, maybe 12.
12. Motivation to start a business. What did it for you? Like why? At 12 years old.
I don't know. Maybe my dad or
Is your dad an entrepreneur?
yeah, and people I look up to.
Interesting. 51% of those who start businesses have an uncle, aunt, family member, father, mom that are entrepreneurs. 51%. And what do you think they're going to talk about at the dinner table? Business, almost always. So it starts to rub off. So if you have an uncle, aunt, a mother, dad, and you're yet not in business, have them mentor you, have them talk to you about this and so on. Now, this camp is not just about entrepreneurship. It's about discovering a lot more about yourself and where you want to go, college experience, relationship building, networking, understanding different cultures, understanding yourself. How do you deal with certain issues that you've been carrying with you? And, that's what this is really about. But of course, the highlight is the pitch competition where you get to exhibit your skills, your talent, your knowledge, your energy to people you don't know. You'll be surprising each other. And I'm sure there's some entrepreneurs here that we haven't heard from other than those that have shared already. All right, thank you, Miguel. Let's move over now from Dominican Republic. We've been to Haiti, Long Island, Dominican Republic, neighbors, right? Now let's jump over to Argentina. Los Condes, Argentina, small town, about 2,800, 3,000 people, about 45 minutes, I believe, east of Cordoba. Catalina.
Hi everybody, my name is Catalina Ciancia. I'm 16 years old from Argentina, and I have been an executive assistant and junior coach for BizNovator, and I have seen this camp for maybe 3 years now, but this is my first time in the US and my first time being here like face to face. So I'll be an intern and also a student at this opportunity so I can get to network with you. I hope that I can learn something interesting from each of you and also have the growth experience that I know all the students have here.
Thank you so much. Now, Catalina, you and your sister are looking to partner and create a venture, right? And to help women virtually and so on.
That's right.
And then your techie sister, Virginia, from your twin.
Yeah.
Actually, you're older by a couple of minutes.
Well, yeah, 1 minute,
Oh,
but
wow.
it counts. Yeah.
So she listens to you? She listens to you?
Well, it's more than she is the boss.
Oh.
No. So, yeah. Honestly.
You're the athlete, you're the techie.
That's
Yeah.
true. Hello everyone, my name is Virginia. Also, I'm 16 years old. I live in Argentina, in Los Condes. I'm also here to learn a lot, to be a student, to have this kind of experience. Also, 3 years looking at the virtual Distec camp, the BizNovator virtual Distec camp, and now it's face-to-face, so I'm hoping to learn, but also to teach you guys about technology, and if you have any doubts with your projects and with the videos and everything, I'm going to be there for you all the time. So that's basically.
And how much
yeah.
do they need to pay you for advice?
No, it's totally free for now. Maybe
now.
if there are a lot of questions, maybe it's gonna be $1 per question. But yeah, for now it's free. Yeah.
Now, Virgie, let's go straight to it. What was the #1 concern technologically last week with the pitches?
Well, it was the promo video. The promo video of your projects. You guys had to upload it to YouTube. That's it, to YouTube. Not Google Drive, any other platform, just YouTube. We have some issues
Some
with that.
students lost points because they didn't do that and didn't get to the
Exactly.
finals. Great ideas, but
And great videos too.
great videos, great
Right.
storytelling. So you have a 30 to 45 second video presentation that you design, you produce as part of your promo video on your pitch deck for your presentation. And there was one girl that I could have shown, she probably would have been my top 3. And the video, I think, hurt her. Perhaps, I don't know. But one of those things. Just get ready. That's your contact person right there. She likes cookies, so you get some cookies and brownies. Let's talk to you, young lady, also from Haiti, right?
Yes. Hi, I'm Alana Asensio. I'm from Haiti. I go to Union School, and I'm actually moving here this year.
Okay.
So I wanted to come here to kind of break out of my shell, face my fears with public speaking and all, and also help me shape my path for the future. So yeah, that's it.
Love that. Shape my path for the future. Very nice, very nice. Union School, good school. I've been there a couple of times. I know Dr. Baptiste, Miss Baptiste. And I think I met the counselor, and I know Francois, the PTA. So I know who I can call if anything's going down at Union School here, right? And when I first met Baptiste, I was kind of like intimidated. She looks mean. Then little by little, I started to get comfortable with her. But for the first time in about 3 years, we're going back to run the college prep, and Christina's helping make happen in September. I hope. I love Haiti, man. It's just a sad situation. The people make it. The people in Haiti are so. I love Haiti. It's just so sad. It really is. Let's go next door and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Elie Bossin. I'm from Port-au-Prince, Haiti. I go to Union School also. I mostly came here because I heard my siblings have great experiences and also my cousins. And I'm shy, so I wanted to get that fear already.
Overcome that.
Yeah.
So you are all those who are, or think they are. You are as shy as you want to be. The first step is let's start to eliminate that thought that I'm shy. You just spoke and you did fantastic. I'm going to get you to the next level, next level, next level, next level. It's just a process. You do fantastic. Who are your relatives?
Ariano.
From last year?
Yeah, and then Topia.
Oh, okay. That's the connection. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. One of the sisters, right?
Yes.
One of 4 sisters, and 2 of which are here.
Yes. Hi, I'm Selita Singh. I'm also from Haiti. I go to Union School. And honestly, I came here because my sister and my friends also came here last year and they said they loved it. And next year, I'm supposed to move to Connecticut. So I feel like it will be a great experience for me to meet new people and know how to connect better with new people.
Yeah. Good transition before you go away, right? Now, you guys, you have a cookie business or something like that? Is it you two or somebody?
No, those are Gabrielle and Veron.
You have a cookie business, right? Thank you so much. You're in the sweets business. Talk to me. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, my name is Gabi Bawo. I'm 16. I go to Kiskeya Christian School, and the main reason why I came here is because I've always been interested of being my own boss. So I've always wanted to own my own business and everything. So I hope that this experience will help me in creating a business.
Great, thank you. Plus the experience of college, campus. Thank you so much. Florida International University is number 2 ranked in international business in the U.S. Number 1 law school in the state of Florida. Number 1 law school that gets the lawyers or the students placed in law firms. So a relatively new medical school, about 6 years old perhaps. Competitive IT program, engineering, and so on. It's a good school. But I certainly, as much as I like being here, research. Look at other universities, not just in Florida, but we'll talk a little bit about that as well as far as applying to multiple schools, how to seek out funding, secure merit scholarships, and so on. If you are a U.S. citizen, raise your hand. Okay, put your hands down. If you're a U.S. citizen and are studying outside of the U.S., raise your hand. Okay, so if you're at Union School, for example, and you're a U.S. citizen, and you were born here, you're a U.S. citizen, you qualify for financial aid. That's different than merit scholarships. That's additional, right? So a lot of students think that if you graduate outside, that you don't qualify for financial aid. You do if you're a U.S. citizen. So college prep, what we do with the coaching, we go through that process of teaching you how to secure funding. I'll give you a perfect example. One student from Union School who's now going to be going to Boston College. Boston College is about $80,000 a year. When I told her mother that, she almost hung up on me. You can't afford $80,000 a year. Well, we were able to coach her through the process, and she secured $72,000. Now the parents are paying $8,000 a year. You just got to know how to work it. You got to know how to work it. That's a lot of money, right? So if it's $80,000 a year, at about 5 to 7%, 10% of inflation, in 2023 is $80,000 a year. In 2027, 2026, give and take, it's no longer $80,000, it's going to be more. Universities don't go down in price. So you got to really start taking this next level seriousness of how do you get funding to go to these good schools. At least in the United States, they're very expensive. And if it's not the U.S., do Canada, right? If it's not Canada, do Europe. Some students in Latin America. There's a lot of good schools. Doesn't have to be the U.S., but just know that it's a business. It costs a lot of money. Thank you so much. Let's move over and finish up with you two, please.
Hello, my name is Elena Miguel, and I am from Haiti. I go to Union School, and I mostly came here because I have relatives and friends that came here last year, but also I'd like to go somewhere in business for college, so my parents thought this would also be a great idea. Me as well, I thought it would be a great idea, so that in the future I already have an idea, and also I already have a few business ideas, and getting an outside perspective and feedback from other people from all around the world, actually, could also help. And I can't say I'm too shy, because I've already made friends, actually. I went to go speak to the people at the cafeteria. They're really friendly.
Make friends with them, because sometimes
Yes.
they'll do a little special.
Exactly, they told me to get like more food, good food. And yeah, I really like, but there's always, I said I'm not too shy, but there's always areas I can improve in. So that's why I'm here mostly, to improve myself.
Wow, that's great. Some of you that are here are going to the Ultimate Life Summit. Yes? What game you going to Ultimate Life? Wow, that's going to be an amazing experience, Miguel. It's all about mindsets and self-discovery. I think we're at around 70, 80 students, something like 15, 20 staff members. It's in Orlando, it's going to Disney. Powerful, powerful, powerful experience. Discovering yourself. You know, we all get taught so many things, but we don't get taught about ourselves. And who are you? What are your strengths? What are your abilities? How to counter fears? How to overcome issues? You know, mental health, psychology. You know, the CEO of YOU. Right? You're the boss of yourself, right? You control your destiny. You own your future. Not mom or dad, not your teachers, not your friends. So you get a little bit or a lot of that here as well, discovering those things. And Ultimate Life Summit is a lot of that. Here is technical skills, some mindsets, visiting corporations, which we'll tell you later, and so on. But maximize this experience. It's a great opportunity. 2 weeks of 250 hours of learning and growing and connecting is a big thing. Last but not least, they say save the best for last.
Hi, my name is Nadia Vio, and I'm from Haiti, but I currently moved to the States and am attending Sevier Preparatory School. I'm here because my mom heard about it through a friend and thought it would be a great experience.
Who was that friend?
It was her mom, actually.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. You're a good school. I did meet your parents outside, and I know I've been with Zoom calls and see some, familiar faces and so on. Thank you for being here. This is going to be great. For all those who are transitioning from Haiti to here, how do you feel about that?
Great.
Yes? Yourself?
Yes.
Good? What's the big relief, if any, being here? Is there? Have you
The
discovered?
situation in Haiti is pretty bad, so when you're here, you know you're safe, you could say.
Yeah.
Like immediately, like really.
Getting that off your back.
Yes.
And you can walk and be outside and be with friends and feel more comfortable. It's a tough situation. Tough situation. Let's hear from our interns, except that the interns get to the next level and they come up here and join us. And then we're going to hear from our staff, our team. Come interns, we got top lead Jonathan. Please join us. Have a seat. Introduce yourselves, talk about last year, what your expectations are for this year, and so on. You guys are, I could probably say, experts already, going from this last year and making it happen. Tapia.
Hi, I'm Tapia Sassine. I'm 17. I go to boarding school in Connecticut, and I came here last summer, and I had such an amazing experience. I was challenged in many ways, whether it came from physical activities to actually working in finance and stuff. I got to learn so many things, and I was really ignited, so I just felt the need to come back as an intern and be given more responsibility.
Yeah. What did you learn last year that you applied at your prep school, for example?
Definitely networking. That was a big thing I learned last year, how to talk to people, how to know what to talk about with different people and stuff. But that really helped me on that journey.
And your school is diverse?
Yes.
So some of that too, like the cultural exchange experiences and so on?
Yeah, it's really diverse. I think about 20% of international students, which is pretty big for boarding school.
Cool. What about Jonathan? Jonathan, you're going into your senior year. You presented last year.
Yes. So coming to the camp last year I was really shy. I was a really shy kid. I was so scared of even talking to other people, and connecting to the other kids was just probably the best thing I could have done in that camp. We had so much fun, and it's not really about the fun part, also about the entrepreneurship lifestyle, waking up at 7 a.m. to sleeping at 2 a.m. every day. That was hectic, but it was such a unforgettable experience.
And Jonathan, you're stepping into your senior year, and that college application will be facing you soon. If you had to go to college this September, or let's say next year, do you feel prepared as a high school senior to be?
Yeah, I feel prepared.
You feel prepared to take it on? Prepared from the academic and social?
Yeah, and social. From you guys are gonna share a room with two other people, so you guys are gonna get used to it.
Yeah, because college, regular college, you get assigned somebody and you don't know who they are, what they smell like, what they want to eat, when they want to eat, do they snore loud, does it smell a little bit funky sometimes? You just don't know. And it's not like they could randomly change your room whenever you want. They have limited spaces, right? So it's a good experience in that sense, right? So that's the reality. If you had one comment or advice for these guys to optimize the opportunity, Jonathan, what would that be? From day one forward, what would that advice be?
Stay focused on your business idea. Don't do it. Don't try to change it last minute, or don't waste your time telling yourself that you're gonna do it on the last day and everything. You gotta be prepared for the last day, because the day before the pitch competition, that's the most important day to finalize all your strategies for the pitch.
Did you practice the day before? Yeah,
we practiced 3 days before the pitch, all 3 days, and it turned out well.
Good. What about you? What advice would you give them?
I would say to make the most out of it. Like, don't wait until something happens to actually start working. Just always stay focused, make the most out of it, but also like have fun, make friends, learn different perspectives. You know, just really make the most out of it and do what you want. Don't try to force a business. Don't try to force something you're not. Really do what you really want and follow your passion.
And this is a tough one. 3 words and 3 words only, not a sentence. Think of 3 words that you think are most significant to you, that they can hear what those words are. What would they be? Just 3 words each. Just 3 words. Don't blutter out a sentence. Just 3 words. Based on the experience, the discovery, if you were to reflect on it, what are those 3 words?
Rejuvenating, empowering, and fun.
I thought "and" was the 3rd word.
No.
Okay. So fun, rejuvenating, and empowering. Empowering, fun. Have a lot of fun. And rejuvenating. What about you, Jonathan?
Strategic.
Strategic, yes.
Patient.
Yeah.
And perseverance.
Oof, those are classic. That's very entrepreneurial too. You gotta be strategic. You better be patient in the marketplace. And what if Disney would have quit? Went bankrupt twice. Ford went bankrupt. But they persevered. Entrepreneurs have grit. They just look at walls and knock it down or climb it over. They change things. It's brutal. I mean, my entrepreneurial ventures have been tough, but I'm still going. So perseverance, key word. Strategic, the more strategic you are, the more you understand the value of people and that you succeed through and with others, we are connected, the better. Sometimes you try to go at it alone. I've learned a lot of those lessons. Good job, thank you. Good job. You have a tough situation because these are your peers, yet your interns and leaders. So it's a tough call sometimes. Just work with them. I think there's a process that you can also have next year as interns and gain a lot from it. And especially looks good on your application as well, your resume building and all that stuff. Now let's shift over to the team. We've got a couple of team members here, and you guys can come up here and sit as you wish. We have Jimena, we have Ana Luisa. If Mom wants to join us, we call her La Madrina, the godmother of the camp. In this case, Miriam, who's been with us, and each one plays a different role in this camp, and they have different talents and different expertise and passions and experiences. If you were to add it up together, probably 100 years of experience combined.
I'm not that old.
Let me see, she was a mentee student at 19. She wants to think it forward. She's back here to think it forward, and that was a while ago. But let's begin with Ana Luisa, entrepreneur, woman empowerment, wears many hats, different ventures, go-getter. She's tough too.
Thank you for being here, for trusting the process. Happy to see all of you. Happy to have met you at the lobby, welcoming you and getting to know your families. These are going to be very good weeks if you decide to make them so. These next 2 weeks are going to be whatever you put your minds into. If you just want to have vacations, it's going to be tough because there's a system, there's a process. If you want to take the most out of it, then most likely you are in a very fertile space as well. So my invitation for you is connect with the present, connect with where you are, what you're here for, what you want, and trust in the process that Juan Pablo has been doing this for so many years, so he might know a couple of things that you want to grasp on. And we're here to support you, and just let us know what you need. My name is Ana, and I live in the Dominican Republic. This is something that maybe not all of you know.
She's from Santo Domingo and has been a judge in a couple of
That's how
pitch
I met Miguel.
competitions. Yeah. And friend, I think still mentee, because you're teaching me now, so you're mentoring me on some things. Jimena is a perfect example of transitioning and constant changes, transitioning from a career path perspective, lives in Mexico, and it's just wonderful to see that it's real, and all of you are going to go through it. 68% of you who graduate with a certain college degree, the job you get has nothing to do with that degree. You transition. That's just the way it is. However, if you find your passion and your purpose, then the likelihood is you'll connect to a certain career that ties into that passion and purpose. It's when you choose a career and not knowing how to connect it that you'll get a job because the money is good. But is that what you love? Is that your passion? Those are the things you're going to talk about. She's also a psychologist, a systems person, someone you can tap into with a lot of good knowledge and experience. Jimena.
Yeah, so most of you already met me. Sorry, my throat is closing, so I will try to speak up. So I'm Jimena Rodriguez. I'm from Mexico City. I live in Mexico. I just came here to this camp. Well, I originally came here for the ELA camp. Now I'm staying longer for the Business camp. I attended 2 Business workshops in Mexico my first time, then came here as an intern. The second time in 2016, I think it was. I came with a friend of mine. I learned a lot. I applied some of the things, and I'm not gonna lie and say that I take advantage of all the things or all the experiences that I got from that Business camp. But what I got is what I take most advantage of. I think if you're already here, you need to make the most out of it, right? Through the business part and also the fun part, to meet each other. Maybe you are going to the same school, but you don't really hang out together, right? You are not besties or so. So we had 2 girls last week that they shared that they were really shy and introverted or whatever, and they were the fun part of the camp, right?
I don't know when they were shy.
I didn't notice. They fooled us. But they shared that they were pretty shy and they wanted to try something new in this camp, and they did it and it worked for them. So use that experience. I'm a system and processes expert. I implement strategies within businesses to make them more efficient and effective, right? In talent-wise and actually work-wise, right? I also collaborate with an agency, digital marketing agency. So I know a lot about online businesses and that kind of stuff. So if by any reason you have businesses that you want to have, like no physical business but actual online businesses, I'm the person to go to. Anna as well, she didn't share that, but she knows a lot about digital marketing.
I'm an old person, ask me anything.
And well, some of you like asked me if I was a counselor. Yes, I am, but I'm not here for that. Even though with that response, if you feel like any emotional struggle or distress, please come to me and we can talk privately and deal with it.
Make it brief.
Yeah, because I had like 3-hour sessions with some of the kids last week. They work, but it's not about that, right? It's like developing your emotional grit through the camp. But it's not a camp based on that. But if you have any situation, please come to me. I'm pretty cool. I think they named me the cool auntie because I'm not young enough to be part of the group, but I'm also not old enough to be called an adult, right? I'm 30 years old. Some of you don't believe me, but I'm 30 years old. I really enjoyed all my career path, and as Casimiro mentioned, I'm here because I'm in transition again through different career paths, and I really found my passion through youth entrepreneurship and learning and teaching, and coaching. So
that's great.
Yeah, so I'm really here to help and have fun as well.
And let's hear. Thank you so much, Jimena. Jimena and both Anna going through a certification process through a well-known seminar leader, trainer, coach, author, Ismael Cala, which for Latin America, it's a huge opportunity to both be certified with that company as well. So we are honored to have both of you. And then my good friend, who I met through her daughters, in this case, Miriam, is an expert in wellness, in meditation, in really connecting. And particularly, don't be surprised if she's going to get you to hug a tree. Don't be surprised if she's going to tell you, let's do grounding and walk barefooted on the grass. And trust me, there's a direct reason for those things. And she's going to share that a little bit about herself in Spanish. Miriam.
¿Qué tal? Mi nombre es Miriam. No hablo nada en inglés.
I don't speak any English.
No. Así que bueno, les voy a ofrecer sobre todo mi visión.
I'm especially offering you my vision
para acompañarlos.
To accompany you.
De todos modos pueden acercarse a mí porque tengo grandes traductores.
In a way, you can always approach me because I'm surrounded by interpreters.
Así que bueno, vamos a compartir estos días, ¿sí?
We are going
Vamos
to
a
be
tratar
sharing
de...
days.
Yo los quiero introducir en la meditación que quizás muchos de ustedes ya conocen, seguramente lo practican
I want to
o
introduce
no.
you to meditation. Maybe you know it, maybe you practice it or not.
Así que lo vamos a hacer juntos, ¿sí?
So we're going to do that together, okay?
Bueno.
Good.
Miriam is the mother of the twins, Catalina and Virginia. So it's a treat to have them here for the very first time, leaving their country, getting on the plane, landing in the U.S. and all that. And it's an honor to have them on board as part of our family. How many of you understood in Spanish that are from Haiti, particularly? You understood some of it?
Yeah.
I know a lot of Haitians know Spanish or understand. Okay. But you always have to translate. In fact,
But you can always practice with Auntie Miriam, right? Ellos van a tratar de practicar su español contigo.
And let's see if she knows English. Miriam, what is money?
Money.
What is money?
Nice, nice.
So taking the lead on meditation every morning at 8 a.m. a las 8 is Catalina. And she's going to lead you into meditation. You're probably going to think it's corny, especially the guys. Let me tell you, it's a special art for you to kind of disconnect and tap into the present and be yourself in that moment and just having silence in your life. Be it outside if the weather is good or inside, you have carpeting in the lobby. Like I said, try new things. And if you can incorporate meditation daily in your lives, it's powerful. It really is. Because there's a lot of noise, especially with countries like Haiti that come with so much stuff every day. You guys have to disconnect and transition and sort of detox, if you will, because of the situation. You deserve it. So meditation really connects you in that way.
But don't be afraid. There are short guided meditation and they're just for you to be able to kick it off well and close up well, okay?
It's 20 minutes, I think.
Yeah,
20 minutes.
10 minutes. Como mucho.
Yeah.
Como
And then you're gonna
at
have-
most 20 minutes. And then journaling, it's also going to be a guided activity, and you're going to have opening the day journaling and closing the day journaling, also with our Catalina, Miriam, and Jimena and myself.
Yeah, so every morning get into this habit, every evening, so you open with that and close with that, right? You start connected. Entrepreneurs, some of the more successful ones say that their best hours of productivity for them is before everyone else is awake. And they may get to the workplace or their offices by 4:30, 5 a.m. when there's no noise. And they either run, they jog, there's a lot of certain behaviors, they meditate, they have a life coach, they have a trainer. It's intensive. It's not easy being CEO of a big or a small company.
Do any of you have any habits like that already?
I'm sure some of you have meditated.
Yeah, what do you do?
I've tried meditating before, and I've been doing it for 2 months.
Okay.
And yeah, it's kind of good.
Good. And you, what do you do?
I'm an athlete, so I wake up at like 5 every morning and just run.
What discipline did you do?
What
What sports?
Basketball.
Beautiful. And you?
I meditate every night for about like an hour before I go to sleep. I just put my phone down and I just sit down and close my eyes and think.
That's beautiful, and you said something magnificent. So in that time of meditation and journaling every morning and every evening, it is going to be expected of you to put your phones down and away from you, and that way we can have that full hour. It's just 2 hours in the day.
Because it's not to like make me sleep, but when I meditate, it helps me like realize certain things. It helps me hear my head sometimes.
I think that's very valuable. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, Yeah, we have a lot of stuff.
You too? The two of you? You go first.
My mom is like becoming a health coach.
Nice.
So she's like making me do meditation.
So you guys share that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you?
Me, I write. I write a lot, and I journal, but mostly I write stories sometimes, just when I'm bored.
That shows in the way you were expressing yourself before. I can tell that you write because of the way you organize your thoughts. And that's something that we can all develop. And in entrepreneurship and in leadership in general, being able to communicate intentionally, it's key. And use your time in journaling for that.
Last week was so different for the team that I don't think we ever taught as much as we wanted to. So this year you're going to see both Jimena and Ana Luisa more involved with teaching and sharing their expertise. But last week was so dynamic, different, completely different group. And we were more about crisis management than anything else. And guess who the only male was with 31 women? Me. I survived. And it was big lessons for me. A lot of big lessons with the girls program that I urge you all. We had girls from Haiti last year, but we couldn't bring the workshop to Haiti this year because of the situation. Hopefully we get it back there. It's a powerful program. So we look forward to having young women participate from Haiti this coming year. So any ballers like basketball? I thought so when I saw you at the airport. 6'4", 6'3", maybe 6'2", 6'1". So you play ball. Yeah. So you guys, listen. They have. Let's talk about and shift over to the actual campus. And the campus, if you haven't been there already, you have the Grand Center, 7-10 minute walk max, depending on the speed that you walk at. There's some shortcuts. There's different ways to get it. I trust this group so much that we don't have to guide you. This is college. And you saw my note earlier this morning. We don't want to spend time doing that high school stuff, lining up and calling your attention. We just trust you. So handle your business. Raise to the occasion, be mature about it, explore, and so on. Stay very focused, like Jonathan said, because you could really go off course here. And before you know it, it's next week and you got a pitch and you still haven't started. Right? So we trust you, and therefore we will treat you like college students. We will knock on your door one time. Wake up. 7:30 a.m. You don't have to travel much to go do meditation. It's on the same floor. It might be outside this building. And we will knock once on Monday morning. Tuesday and beyond, it's your schedule. It's your time. You set your alarm, be it your watch, your phone, whatever, right? It's your schedule. It's your time. So we've been averaging over the years about 85% with BizNovator, being on time the first week, then it gets better and better and better, high expectations. Also know that we have a system called the Merits system. Jonathan, you know about that. So the Merits is when we have a couple of spies on our team, and maybe some interns, and punctuality, not turning things on time, maybe violating the code of conduct, which we're going to give you. And you start to accumulate points. Based on the merits, that team gets together at the end of the day, or at some point in the day, and we say this person gets a point. Why? She was late. Late again. Now you're at 6 points. We then take up the total points right before the pitch competition on July 14th. And we look up at the added points, accumulated points, and we say to the panel of judges, those 5, 6, 7 points accumulated are deducted from your total score that they are scoring you on. We've had people just 1 point separate you from not going to the finals. 1 point, right, didn't get you to the finals. And it's ranking on points, and of course a deliberation conversation that the judges have based on the presentation. But what I'm saying is, if we have to pull out that card because of punctuality issues, particularly the second week, it's just more to get you used to being responsible and owning time management and punctuality and being respectful for those who are on time. And that also includes the interns. You have to be modeling good behavior, good characteristics, and so on, because they're checking you out, right? So it's a privilege. We get a lot of people wanting to intern. We really do. But we choose 2 or 3 depending on the size. You had a question, I think, Joaquin?
No, you answered it.
Okay. So that's going to take place. We trust you. Some of you already been around the campus already. It's all good. We do have a curfew. Every night we get in, unless we're on a trip or something like that, let's say about 10 p.m., you are doing meditation, journaling, conversing, getting to meet each other, some evening activities. We try to make it as fun as possible. You also have opportunity to ask a question one-on-one. You may not know something and you feel a certain way, just holler. Let us know if you want to keep it private. Just make it happen. That's why we're here. In addition to that, I'd like to see, we have a code of conduct, the agenda, week 1. We are here from today till Wednesday. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're off campus, in and out. Thursday, we'll be at the Federal Reserve Bank at 10 a.m. Generally, we want to stay as close as possible to campus. Some days we will have to eat earlier so that we can get to a certain site 15, 20 minutes before. And I'll say that the Federal Reserve Bank, there's 14 Federal Reserve chapters throughout the country, and it's the Bank of the United States. It's where the banks deposit all their cash, and they have a lot of influence in this country. They also offer interns, but you gotta be a college student. So the Federal Reserve Bank is sort of like going to Fort Knox, high-level security. You'll see it. You need to bring your ID. We'll remind you again, if you don't have a high school ID or a license, bring your passport. That I know you have.
I remember someone had a situation presenting ID at the reception. Is that because it was too well kept or because you don't have it? You don't have your ID?
I don't have a passport. Me neither. I have a picture of my passport.
Okay. So this is what I am going to suggest. All of you that don't have an ID on you or your passports, which is the best type of ID, please ask at home to whomever has access to it to please take a very good capture of it. That way we have time to print them. Do you think that's going to be
That
enough?
should be good, and I'll verify with Gloria.
Please do, and everybody that has this situation, Jonathan, please be so kind to check with all of them who need to fill that requirement. And when we know who they are, the head count, we need to follow up on them so that we have the pictures. I would say the latest tomorrow, 2 p.m., that way we can go to Rico and print out.
Cool.
Thank you so much. Everybody who doesn't have their IDs, please head to Jonathan and follow up on your case.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You can do that later on. Definitely make some noise with that. Otherwise, on Thursdays, you have some time. They just don't let you in. It's just, they have federal police. They have,
You're going to be so lonely outside of that building. Please
they
follow
check
up.
underneath the vans or the vehicles with mirrors. They have dogs. It's the Federal Reserve. So that's Thursday, and then immediately after that, we'll have lunch there. We'll have breakfast here, go to Federal Reserve, have lunch there, and then we'll go to SAP, which is about 20, 30 minutes away from there. SAP is one of the largest tech companies. They're like a Cisco Systems, technology, 80-something countries. We always visit them, and there, don't be surprised if you'll see maybe 10 people out of the 3 floors they lease, because everybody's working remote these days. And it's headquarters for Latin America here in Miami. And there, the few executives that will be there want to hear your pitch, your 30-second idea. By Thursday, you should have one, right? And they give you feedback, maybe 1-minute idea. They'll give you some feedback, take that into account, take some mental notes, and then after that trip, we'll be heading back and so on. That's Thursday. Friday, you'll see this, digitally. It'll be sent to you. On Friday, we're visiting an alumni's actual realty company. 2 partners met at Biznovator some years ago. Now they're running a multi-million-dollar realty company. You'll meet them. Raul and hopefully Pablo's around. We'll be in Wynwood. It's like a huge art district that was once dilapidated, homelessness, prostitution, drugs, and then an entrepreneurial, vision came across, and they transformed Wynwood to one of the more expensive communities now in Miami. So we'll spend some time there, and then we're also going to be visiting a university, University of Miami. We might be able to connect with one of the directors at the engineering college there, but more importantly, we'll do a self-guided tours. In the summers, they have self-guided versus guided tours. And then we'll be busy every day. Depending on rain, also there's some things that will have to be scheduled or canceled. And Saturday we'll be busy. We do a trip to the Dolphin Mall. We'll have some other activities happening before that. And then Sunday is the ropes course. Jonathan, do you remember the ropes course? The ropes course last year? It's cool. This year we're extending it to a full day. And it's a lot of team dynamics, outdoors, challenges, 60-foot poles. You climb up and you cross from one pole to the other. You have harnesses. There's some water experiences there as well. And that's pretty much the last outing. And then we come back and no more outings except on the 12th. We are going to Starbucks headquarters. Latin America is here in Coral Gables. So you'll be meeting some of those executives. And every one of these are potential internships for you. potential letters of recommendations for you. As a matter of fact, every year Starbucks are some of the judges for the pitch competition. So it's a full agenda. It's busy. And then the second week is preparation, pitching, you name it, all those things. Get used to the, maybe for some of you, not so great food. There's salad bar, breakfast every day, lunch every day. When we're outside of here, if it's Federal Reserve, we have lunch there. Starbucks also provides lunch. I just have to reconfirm some things with them. But while you're here, it's college. You know, it might not be the greatest food for some of you.
There's a home where Starbucks is,
Mhm.
so it's an alternative. Like if for some reason
Yeah.
you feel that the Graham Center one day it's a definite no for you, you have a restaurant hall. It has more limited hours, but it's another option.
Yes. And so there's Panda Express, there's Starbucks in one of the buildings. On the 13th of July, which is not this Thursday, the following, we're going to be at the College of Business campus on the second floor. That's all practice, finalizing your pitch, getting a lot of feedback. And you have to have by 7 p.m., correct, Virgie? The final pitch deck.
Well, yeah,
By 7
6:30.
p.m. on the 13th.
Yeah, 6:30.
6:30 on the 13th. That means it's final. Because she has to check it and filter some things to make sure that the video's set up, your designs are set up, so that when you present on the finals or on the first round, you're not, messing that up, because that's what the judge is going to see.
Yeah, it's fair for everyone, so you have a good presentation and
It gives us the opportunity to give you
Yeah.
feedback, so everybody gets to practice and
Just so
pitch it.
that you connect, the past 2 weeks we had someone that it was very strong consistently, day in, day out, day in, day out. And she was very jealous of her presentation. That can happen to any of you, and that's fine. But because she wanted to keep the presentation as a big surprise, she went until a very grand extent, not sharing the presentation, including the process of giving everything in advance for the presentations on the room to be ready and prepped. She didn't even make it finalists because the video wasn't ready, and
And a few
everybody else had that on point. So it doesn't matter if you go first or later. When points come in, if 90% had something sharp and a 10% didn't, you're going to have to pay a big price for it, because then the question arises, why weren't you ready? And the way to be ready is to obey 6:30 on the 13th. Everything turned into Virgie. If there are technical problems with your presentation the day after, then just like any entrepreneur, you're going to have to own your successes and your failures.
Also, we have somebody special. Her name is Evda. Your executive summary of the business plan. She would look at it, give you some feedback, and this ties into your college application where you have to write essays. So she'll give you some nice tips and some suggestions, if you will, to improve it. This year, different that Jonathan and Tapia weren't part of last year, is you need a SWOT analysis. We'll explain what that is. You need to complete the business plan and then print it, and the cash flow projection for a whole year. You can design your own business cards, and a couple of dollars gets you 25 cards, and you send it to Rico. There's a printing company on campus.
It opens from 9.
This company.
It opens from 9 to 12 and from 1 to 5. It's not those extended schedules that we might be used to in regular spaces in the States or in DR. No, we don't have those cool schedulers. It's 9 to 12, 1 to 5. Preferable you do that before the 13th or the 12th, because then there's going to be a lot of people there. They're going to apply for priorities, and they are not keen on doing extra time.
Right, they close at 5. The system's actually shut down. So Ricoh, R-I-C-O-H, in this case at FIU.edu, you simply email, be it a business card, your printed business plan, and then on your way to Graham, when you're at Graham Center on the way to lunch or breakfast, dinner, if they're still open, you just pick up your copy, give them your email, and they will have that for you. You're gonna get a lot of coaching, right? So we each take some groups. Evda will be here as well, and just learn, go through the process. It's gonna be cool. Just also know that in the finals last year, we had 38 students. We had about 115 attendees, family, friends. The corporate people bring some friends as well. Starbucks brought 6 or 7 people. So this year might be, 80 to 100 people. And when you're pitching both round 1 and round 2, the finals, that's when it gets bigger audience. And that's just part of what we do to get you ready. And just handle it and manage it as best you can with the practices. With the practices. Those who tend to practice at least 2, 3 full practices, either in a small group, as a large group preferred, tend to do better when they get to the preliminary rounds. Preliminary round at 10 a.m. on Friday the 14th to about 1. And then you have the finals after lunch on Friday. That starts at 4 to about 6. And then parents come in, we do photos and all that stuff, and before you know it, that's how we end that particular day. And questions, comments, questions? What's special this year is that it's over on Friday as far as all the pitching, and then we have Disney. We do a one-day trip, leaving in the morning with a boxed breakfast bag and a boxed lunch, because breakfast starts at 10:30. We go about 3 hours north, and we'll enjoy Disney for the day. And at Disney, dinner will be at your home, because it's so big and you'll be in small groups. You can eat in different restaurants. And then we come back at a certain time from Disney, getting here Saturday evening, maybe 10 p.m., 11 p.m. And then you have to already have been packed, hopefully, sleep, take out some handkerchiefs or tissues, because everybody starts to cry the night before. There's like this gathering.
But you don't have to cry.
Be yourself.
Be yourself.
And then you leave the next morning. Catalina has the itinerary for those who are leaving because you're being picked up by family. We got to know that. Or those who are flying back, in this case on the 16th of July. And then it goes fast. Let's enjoy the moment. Cool. It's now time to give you the map. There should be enough there for you. Now we're going to have dinner. Pass that down. Take that, pass it down. And then there's the code of conduct. I'm going to read each one of these, and you're going to sign it. I know you're saying I don't have a pen. We might have some pens for you. Catalina, please, if you could pass those back to the right, to the left. Grab a code of conduct. Code of conduct. And ask questions before you sign anything. Before you sign anything. So far, any questions? Several outdoor courts. Real nice. Real nice. We'll show you. Okay.
If you guys give us the schedule for like the whole week or like every day?
Both. You have the whole week as of tomorrow, digital. And then every day, as a reminder, the night before, you know tomorrow morning's schedule. You should have it completed by tonight, the full 2 weeks. In the morning, you have the class. We have, listen up, please. Listen up, guys. There's a code of conduct going around. This is where we will have our classes week 1, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay? Week 1 here, 150. This is classroom 150. Then we're off campus, we're in and out. But in the evenings, we got this class. If we have a speaker, something special to do, assignments, and so on. Then week 2, we're also here as well, except that on Thursday, in this case, the 13th and the 14th, we're at CBC. CBC stands for College of Business Campus. Can someone find College of Business Campus on the map? Point at it. Let us know. CBC. You found it? CBC. Can someone find Everglades? And these have acronyms. Everglades. Okay? So you have College of Business, right? Can someone find, where do we eat? What's the name of that building? Graham Center. Graham Center is probably minutes away, 7, 8 minutes. So we'll be using Everglades Dormitory, Everglades Hall, and an Everglades Classroom 150 here the first week. The second week as well, except that on Thursday and Friday will be CBC. What does CBC stand for? College of Business Campus. Got about 4 buildings. So we'll be using one of the buildings there on the 2nd floor. We'll be escorting you to that and showing you as well. Yes?
I have a question. What do you have for person passport?
Okay, since you don't have one, do you know, you have you're in Haiti or here?
I'm here right now.
Oh, you have a social security or anything like that?
Yes, I do.
If you know it, now we'll put that.
Okay.
If you have a social security number because you don't have your passport number with you, use that, okay? And that's internal for us.
I can get both.
Okay, and that's for us, yes. Sure. Okay?
This one, can I put like my passport?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Is that from Haiti or France? Yeah, then you put French and then whatever that number is, yes, yes. Okay, so let me just quickly go over this. I'll just read it out loud. Number 1, just be respectful and mindful of others. You're gonna have roommates. We've had situations, every situation imaginable. because it was too loud, because the roommates were making music, having music real loud and disruptive from somebody sleeping. Not everybody likes your music. Not everybody goes to bed late. Not everybody goes to bed early, but be respectful, all right, of both your roommates, the team, the staff, the volunteers, the interns, and so on. Definitely respect people's space. Be respectful, please, of the bathroom. You're sharing it. Don't leave your stuff on the floor and the room. And I would like to show a video from last week that, not now, we'll show it, but that Jimena took, and it was like, I thought an earthquake went through there. And you saw all kinds of stuff, right? Be respectful. The other piece is safety. My number one concern is safety and security. I would say those two. Making sure you're safe, you're secure, you're good, no one is getting hurt, and so on. Just listen and communicate. Follow God. The minute you start feeling something, manage it as best you can. If it's really unbearable and you can't, just let us know. Don't wait. But, you know, we're going to treat you like grown-ups here. You're young adults. I have a headache. Then take a Tylenol. Hopefully you've traveled with some, right? And ladies going to have situations. Manage it. In the workforce, don't come up with that stuff. They don't want to hear that, right? Just learn how to manage it. And some of you might be the first time that certain things happen outside of your home. If you're cold, we know that the quilts aren't that thick, but we sent you a checklist. But you didn't bring one, no. We sent you a checklist. The towel's not thick enough or long enough. We sent you a checklist. Then you have to figure out ways to get another one if you forgot or didn't have it, or somebody didn't show it to you. Then you figure out how to make that happen. You can always use Amazon, but carefully as to where you have those things shipped, because it doesn't come to Everglades. There's a building next door that's the Postal Service internal for FIU should you want to order something. Or if we have the time and if it's not raining, we usually we walk, in this case, to Publix. So you could buy all your needs, snacks, hygienic needs, and so on, because you may have forgotten something, or deodorant, whatever. If you are on medication, please raise your hand. If you're not comfortable in telling us in public, then approach us and let us know, because we need to know that if you are on medication, hopefully your parents gave you your medicine to bring with you. It's happened where they don't, and we have no idea what that medication is. What we can't do is go to the pharmacy for you without your parents' permission, right? And monitor or prescribe things and stuff like that. But if you are on medication, you want to let us know privately, then do so that at least we know. And if your parents say, my son, daughter needs this medication, they got to take a photo of it, put it in writing, and if it's that urgent, we'll make arrangements to pick it up. But we can't do it without their authority. Even, Tylenol, ibuprofen, whatever that is, you got to be careful, okay? So safety is key. Responsibility for my own actions and behavior. I would not engage in any behavior that could harm myself or others. Cooperate with the process, learn, grow with the team, the staff, the interns. Just be honest with yourself, be truthful to us. Inclusivity, everybody is welcome in this environment. We're different, engaged, different, with different cultures, get to meet people. Confidentiality. One thing we don't want to do is, look, if you have something very confidential you want to share with us, either one individual on the team or you want the team to know about it, we don't want to disclose that. That's confidential. That's between you and us or the person you're talking to. Prohibited behavior. This is a more serious one. Harassment or discrimination, physical violence or threats of violence, any physical activity, theft or destruction of the property. That's happened. Some things get messed up, and then who pays it? We do. We don't want that. Possession or use of illegal drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, vaping, etc. Any other behavior that is deemed inappropriate or disruptive by event or program staff, it's just not called for. And then understand this, and you're signing it, and your parents know about this. We as staff or the team have the right to say, you know what, it may be a warning, but if it's something that's disrupting what we do best in our strengths, as trainers, coaches, and educators, if it's taking us out of that path that we're not used to, we're not a clinic, we're not a mental health institution, we're not therapists, we are skills-building organization. We help you build skills to get to the next level in your life. Entrepreneur, innovation, technology, leadership, mindfulness, and so on. We would do our best, but if we feel it's interrupting with the team and others, then we have the right, okay, as it says, for disciplinary action for us is basically, we call your parents and they have to buy a one-way ticket, or you go to your local family's home. All right, and that's on their expense, okay? That's important to know, because we would not have you interrupt everybody else, and definitely not us. So just know that in Business Invader, it happened once. We had a situation where the kid was bipolar. We had no idea. So that disrupted a lot of people. And we had to make some decisions there. So just know that, and then when you sign it, we will collect it. Any questions, please? Yeah, if you have your passport or you don't, then if you know your social security number, if you don't, then have mom take a photo of that and send it to you. And, okay, so then later on you go up there and put it, and then we'll collect that for you. But if all of those who have all that information done, we'll collect it, and then later on just give it to a staff member. Cool? We have fitness every day from like 4:30, whenever we're done here. You got until 6. This basketball court, this beach volleyball. We have a football. We've got a volleyball. We've got, different things you can do. We are not allowed to use the fitness wellness center because you're under 18. In this particular campus, you have to be 18 or over. However, there's at least 3 or 4 courts, basketball courts, 3 volleyball courts, mini soccer court. Or if you want to go walking, always with a staff. Walking, all the fitness will always have a staff member, just in case there's an injury. All the fitness, recreation like that will always have a staff. Who likes going walking in the mornings, early in the mornings? Miriam does walking. You do walking, maybe not every day. Maybe not every day, but she loves walking in the morning. There's a trail, running, jogging path here, and so on. We've got board games that we borrow. We rent out from the lobby. It's in the lobby on the 2nd floor, but we have to return it every day at the end of the day. If there's something you want us to buy that you think makes it more joyful, let us know. We can definitely arrange to buy it, and so forth. Questions? Preguntas? Comments? Questions?
I'm going to give just a wrap up
Please.
instructions. Okay.
Sure.
So, okay, here it is, my beloved. So we have been thinking through about the codes of conduct, because some of you don't know your passports by heart, so you need to go check them, or you need to get the capture. So when you guys are ready, everybody turns in their codes of conduct to Jonathan. Also, Jonathan is going to be saying hi to all of you through the student chat, so that you know which is the WhatsApp where you're going to be sending your captures of your passports. Very important. We are not going to be taking only the captures of those that don't have their passports. We've been thinking about it on the back part of the room where you were reading your codes of conduct, and we said, hey, there's an opportunity. Let's have them all taking captures of their passports, whether they are at home or here, and all of them send your passports to Jonathan, so that as coordinators, that on Thursday it's been taken care of. So everybody, please, the latest, tomorrow 2 p.m., your codes of conduct signed and completed, and a capture of your passport. Everything to Jonathan. Nobody is going to be chasing you. It's going to be very lonely outside of the Reserve Bank if you don't do this, okay? Raise your hand if you did not understood, if you want me to repeat. Okay, raise your hand if you can repeat what I just said. You, please. Repeat it.
Oh, if...
This is an activity, by the way.
Okay, friends, go ahead, tackle. You raise your hand and I trust you. I believe you.
Nobody's going to chase you to get your passport. You have to hand it in. It's going to be very lonely outside of the bank if you don't bring your passport.
Yes, it's going to be very literal.
As a matter of fact, you can't even stay in their property.
Yeah, you're going to have to cross the street.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Okay, so turn in the capture of your passport via WhatsApp and turn in the code of conduct physically.
If we have work passport, we don't need to send the photo, no?
Yes, you do. That's exactly what that's a very good question. Thank you. That's exactly what we were thinking of. I thank you so much.
I have my passport there.
Yeah, but I was thinking, I am going to be there on Thursday, and I am going now to have 2 different groups. One group of kids with passport, and one group of kids without passport. Knowing the American authorities, that's never a good thing. So I decided that it's best to only have one entire category for the entire group. You are all together, and us as organizers have all the captures of your IDs. That way we do one pull into the building. That makes sense?
And they need it to be sent before, and that day they'll say, show us.
So we send all of them, and then we show them all together. I'm gonna print them out. So we show them all together, and that way we don't have like kids that say, oh, I sent it. Oh no, I have it here. No, it's all by group. All right? That was a very good question. Thank you for pointing it out. Any other question?
Good.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're almost going to dinner. It's at 7 o'clock, 6:52, and then according to the agenda that we have here, then we're back at Graham at 9 p.m. We'll have a gathering upstairs in the lobby. We'll do a couple of activities, and then we'll get to it. Okay?
We're gonna be back at Everglades.
Everglades, the dorm. All of this is Everglades. This is Everglades classroom, Everglades dorm.
Graham is
Upstairs. Questions, guys? Questions? Cool. Does anybody so far desire to go back home? To not complete it? Not continue? All right, I'll ask that probably the first
Having
2 to 3
second
days.
thoughts? Yeah, I understand you.
Okay. We're good? All right, so let's go eat. Let's go eat some wonderful food. We got a salad bar. Take everything take everything with you, please.